Ask a lot of DeMar every night, but tonight guarding Joe and then carrying the offensive load,
he did a solid job. That was one of the best defensive performances he had, and even though Joe scored, 28, I thought he worked for every bit of them. Then DeMar carried us on the other end, handling the basketball, scoring. Got to work on those free throws, but he had one of his most solid performances since I've been here. So hats off to them. That team is a formidable team. They got championship pedigree, like I said. Anytime you play Miami, you know you're in for a dogfight, and we beat a very, very good team even without Dwane Wade.
DeMar's physical abilities, physical defense is something he's got to grow into. Have you seen more of that tonight?
He did tonight. I thought he got his body in there. Body stopped him. Played with his feet more so than his hands, and what you ask for to guard a guy like Joe Johnson who's in the pick and rolls. I thought DeMar got the ball sent to the schemes, which is what we needed him to do. The bigs did a good job of being up on the level, and it was a solid job. And, Joe Johnson's a handful. I mean, I don't know how many time All-Star and knows how to take a game over, and he tried tonight.
Rebounding was a bit of an issue early tonight. How do you feel you guys responded late in the game on board?
Well, we came back. I thought JV came in the second quarter and picked us up, rebounding-wise. I was getting on Biz, that guy's taking your candy away from you. Don't let him do that. And usually Biz takes care of Biz. And I thought when Biz went back in the next time, he did a much better job. But I thought JV got the rebounding game back in order the way it should have been when he went in the second quarter. It did, and our guards had to do that because they had to go in and help sandwich Whiteside, who was also a handful. And so our guards didn't want to get it. I thought Kyle had a big rebound there late, but our guards did a good job, T. Ross, and that's what we asked for them to do because their bigs are so engaged. A lot of times they get so engaged they can't get the rebound. So now it's up to the guards to go in there, what we call sandwich, and be involved.
Talking about Jonas, you went to him a lot in the fourth quarter, drew up that play out of the timeout. What did you like about what he was doing for you?
Well, he finished. I mean, the last couple of games, I don't know what he had the yips as far as catching the ball, but tonight he did. He's going against a shot blocker. He was getting it up quick before Whiteside could react, and that's what you have to do with a guy like that. But most important thing with Jonas was his rebounding and screening. I thought he did a great job of running into the screens instead of walking into the screens and letting the guy slip or go under or whatever. He sprinted up there and the guard didn't have time to react. So he did a good job in his screening game also.
DeMar, I think it's the 14th time he's been over 30 points, 6 or 7 in the last couple of months. Do you almost take it for granted?
I was going to say, we kind of take that for granted, and that's a man's work tonight, especially what Doug was saying, his defensive effort. Now, if he comes down and, he gives them easy buckets away on the other end, it's worthless. But he came down and did a man's job on the other end defensively, which was huge. So he did it tonight on both ends of the floor.
What can you say about what you have seen from Patterson just all season, whether it's hitting him in free, getting
huge rebound. I mean, he's just a solid. He's a starter for us. Everybody makes a big deal about who starts. No, Pats is a starter. Just you can't play as many minutes, and that he really is the glue for that second unit. And then it bleeds over into the first unit when he plays with them. So he's from Kentucky. So what do you expect?
The confidence boost for the other guys. Kyle's carried you guys so many times. Today he has an off night except for the fourth. To see the other guys come through.
Kyle did his job. I mean, they were really sending the kitchen sink at him, making sure they were up on his pick and rolls. Winslow was bodying him and muscling him. And, they did a good job of corralling him. And just he did a good job of deferring a little bit to DeMar, letting DeMar handle the pick and roll. So he deferred a little bit. He had a couple of tough shots, but other than that, I thought he did a good job of screening, moving, spacing, kicking, and the things you have to do when you don't have it going.
You also did have Kyle handling the ball more when he was with Corey in the fourth quarter, a little bit out of character. Was that?
No, it's not out of character. No, it's matchups. Well, a little bit, Corey is growing into that role. That's a role that he's growing into. He's doing an excellent job. I'm not saying he's not, but we don't want to go away from Kyle. In crunch time, he's our guy with the ball, and we want him to handle and make decisions, and not Corey every time. And I think we kind of got into a rhythm where Corey was handling every time, and Kyle was just going in space. We want Kyle to bring a crowd, maybe kick it. Now, DeMar's a little bit freer. whereas Corey, they can help off. So there's a lot of reasons for that, but we want Kyle to handle it in crunch time a little bit more.